Hey guys, it's Aubrey coming to you from Wilmington, North Carolina. Hope you're doing great. I wanted to send you guys a quick message today. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying healthy. And something popped into my awareness. I just wanted to share it for you. So before this whole coronavirus kind of took place, I think several of us took so many things for granted. We took our families for granted. We took our lives for granted. We took others for granted. We take having a job for granted, and even just being in public and enjoying others for granted each and every day. So, several of you are like, oh my gosh, I have to go pick up my kids from school. You don't have to, you get to pick up your kids from school. You have kids and they go to school and they're not with you all day, driving you crazy. And that's a blessing, Some of you might hate your jobs. And you're like, I hate this job. This is a horrible job. But guess what, guys? It provides to put a roof over your head. It provides to put food on the table and to get your bills paid. And you don't have to have a job, but you get to have a job. So how grateful are you if you still have a job? How blessed are you if you still have a job? And how grateful are you if you can work from home, or if you own your own home-based business? Then you've really won the lottery. Because nothing affects it at all. And how many of you are like, oh, here's my body. My body always works. It does whatever it wants till I get out of bed, and it just performs, right? And maybe this is the first time you ever had to take care of your body. Maybe you're like, wow, I have to take supplements, or wow, I have to, wear a mask, or be very aware of my body and keeping it healthy and maybe nourishing it with good foods. And how many of us have taken it granted for our bodies? We only have one body that we live in. We are only granted one body when we come to this earth. We don't have multiple, we have only one. And maybe it's time for you to take better care of yourself, because we wake up every morning and we assume that it's gonna work for us and do what we want it to do every day. How about the people? Maybe you're like, oh, I hate going out in public. I hate seeing people. I don't wanna talk to them. I don't wanna deal with people, But how many of you get to see people every day? How grateful are we that we get to be around people every day? You don't have to see people, but you get to see people. How about you're like, oh, not another soccer game, not another baseball game I gotta take my kid to. It takes up so much time. The traffic's so bad. I'm so stressed out. You don't have to take your kid to the soccer game. You get to take your kid to the soccer game, because there are no soccer games right now because of social distancing. How blessed are you that you even got to take your kid to a soccer game and watch them play? How about going to prom? How about graduation? How about all those things that we would worry about that we can't worry about today? What about going to church? I don't want to go to church, but I have to go to church. You don't have to go to church, but you get to go to church. You get the opportunity to worship or to be with people who believe in the same thing that you believe in, and see those people every day. That's a blessing, because we can't do that right now. What about going to the beach? How many of you who live here don't even go to the beach on a regular basis because you take it for granted? Or I'll just go when it's convenient or whatever. But now you don't have to go to the beach. You get to go to the beach. We live by the beach, at least where I live. Maybe this is a time for you. Maybe there's people who stepped up to the plate for you, or who've been there for you, or who've helped you out like no other. Maybe those are the people that you need in your life. Maybe there's some people during this crisis who have maybe kind of fallen to the wayside, or when things got hot or things got really bad, they kind of dropped out, or they weren't there for you anymore. Maybe that's a time to reevaluate that relationship. Maybe it's time for that person to go, Sometimes we don't realize that when we're just doing our day-to-day. How many relationships do we need to flourish? You know, how many do we need to let go? Who do we need to let go of? If you're married, maybe, and you're not getting along with your spouse, or you're just doing it because it's convenient, or doing it because of the money, maybe it's time to let it go. Or if things are, maybe it's time to rekindle it. It can go either way. You know, maybe it's time to step up and to make it work. Either make it work or let it go. You know, maybe it's time to get divorced. You know, maybe it's time to do what you want to do, because we only have so many days. We only have so much. You know, how about going to a grocery store? How many of us would be like, oh, I have to go to the grocery store? You don't have to go to the grocery store. You get to go to the grocery store. United States, we're just so spoiled. We're so used to having every product on the shelf at any time. We're so used to having whatever we want, whenever we want. We're just spoiled with abundance, you know, and several of us have to wait in line to even go into a grocery store. So when this is all over, it's like, what is it going to be like going to the grocery store? It's probably going to be so amazing. I mean, what's it going to be like when you go to the, you know, to the toilet paper aisle and you can pick whatever toilet paper you want? I mean, how good is that going to feel? You know? And how good is it going to feel to get out of your house and to go places and to travel and to see people and to dance and to laugh and to go out to eat and to do social things, you know? Yes, this virus has been very nasty. Yes, it's shed a lot of tears. It's been a lot of sacrifices. It's taken away a lot of things from us, but even though it's taken away things, it's also given us so many gifts. It's given us a new appreciation for our bodies. It's given us, Mother Earth is doing so much better. You know, it's giving our earth some time to heal. It's giving us a new point of view or a new perspective on how to look at life and how to see things, because we were just so spoiled for so long that we had anything and everything at our disposal whenever we wanted. Same with our health. You know, are you going to take better care of yourself? Are you going to take your vitamins and exercise and do things that bring you joy and stress less? Because all we have is today. You know, so there is people coming together. There is people working as a team. There is things that are being created. Sometimes we won't create. We will not change. We will not do unless we are under pressure. And when we're under pressure, or we're at distress, or we have things taken away from us, then we decide to choose. Then we decide to create. Maybe it's time to make that movie, or to write that book, or to take that class, or to ask that girl or that guy out. Maybe it's time to take the trip that you've always wanted to take. Maybe it's time to start that business that you've always wanted to start. Maybe it's time to take your kid outside and to take them to play catch, or, you know, to do things that you've always wanted to do. So there are many things that are taken away from us, but there's many things that are given to us. And the biggest thing that I think we're all getting out of this is the gift of gratitude, the gift of, you know, wow, this has been taken away from me. I'm so going to appreciate it so much more when I get it back. Or I'm so much going to appreciate it where I can go out in public and not wear a mask. Or, you know, all those other things that we take for granted. Our healthcare system, the people who take care of us every day, we take them for granted too, that we always have someone to take care of us if we get sick, you know? So maybe you got to let go of some of those relationships. Maybe you got to let go of some of those friends too that are draining you. Maybe you need to be around more positive people. Maybe you need to start something. Maybe it's time to lose weight. Maybe it's time to take care of you. Whatever it is, don't take this time for granted. You know, if you're upset or whatever you used to hate, you're going to begin to love. So love lots, laugh, enjoy today. and make a list of what is most important to you. I hope you guys are doing great. I'll see you soon.